The story of Betsy Ross, a humble Philadelphia seamstress, stitching the first American flag at George Washington's behest, is etched into American history. Number 1. We were taught Betsy Ross sewed the first American flag, but like many historical anecdotes, it's likely more fiction than fact. The story originated with her grandson William Canby nearly a century later. Canby presented it to the Historical Society of Pennsylvania but lacked concrete evidence. Despite this, the story captured the public imagination. It resonated deeply with a nation forging its identity. The Betsy Ross flag myth reminds us that history is often a mix of fact and fiction. Number 2. In school we learn that all insects can fly. From the delicate dance of butterflies to the relentless drone of mosquitoes, insects have conquered the skies. But many insects have abandoned the skies, thriving on the ground. Take, for example, the stick insect, a master of disguise. Similarly, the ant, a social insect, relies on strength in numbers, proving flight is not essential for survival. Number 3. We were taught from the frozen tundras to the searing heart of a volcano that our world is categorized into 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. But venture beyond the familiar, and we encounter plasma, the 4th state of matter. Plasma isn't exotic, it's closer than you think. The flickering flames of a candle, the dazzling aurora borealis, and the heart of our sun owe their existence to plasma. Plasma forms when atoms lose electrons, creating a sea of charged particles. This ionized gas exhibits unique properties like electrical conductivity and magnetic susceptibility. It's a realm of intense energy and vibrant displays. Number 4. Diamonds are made from coal, but the truth lies buried deep within the earth, far removed from coal. Diamonds are not formed from coal. Their genesis takes place under unimaginable pressure and heat, deep in the Earth's mantle. Volcanic eruptions carry them upwards, encased in kimberlite rock. Remember, a diamond's journey begins in the fiery heart of our planet. Number 5. Do you remember being taught that you only use 10% of your brain? Modern brain imaging techniques have shattered the 10% myth, revealing a brain that's constantly active. Every thought, sensation, and emotion is orchestrated by a symphony of neural activity. The brain is always engaged in a continuous dance of electrical and chemical signals. We possess a biological supercomputer capable of extraordinary feats of learning, creativity, and adaptation. Number 6. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain. Towering over 29,000 feet above sea level, it has long held the crown as the highest point on Earth. A majestic peak, capturing the imaginations of climbers and adventurers for generations. But what if I told you, hidden beneath the waves, lies a mountain even greater? Our journey takes us to the island of Hawaii, home to Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano with a summit reaching 13,802 feet above sea level. Unremarkable, you might think, compared to Everest's might. However, Mauna Kea's true grandeur lies hidden from view. Measured from its base on the ocean floor, Mauna Kea stretches over 33,500 feet, dwarfing Everest by a considerable margin. This makes Mauna Kea the tallest mountain on Earth, despite what we learned in school. So while Everest may hold the record for the highest altitude above sea level, it is Mauna Kea that claims the true title of the world's tallest mountain. Number 7. The image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, is an iconic one, often depicted with a stern countenance and famously a set of wooden teeth. But how much truth lies behind this popular image? It is true that Washington suffered from dental problems throughout his life. He began losing teeth in his 20s, a common ailment in the 18th century. However, contrary to popular belief, he never wore dentures made entirely of wood. Washington's dentures were far more sophisticated than simple wooden replicas. Crafted by skilled dentists, they were made from a variety of materials, including ivory, gold, and even lead. These dentures were uncomfortable and often disfigured his appearance. So, while Washington did not sport a set of wooden teeth, his dental woes were very real. Number 8. Generations of children have been taught, "Don't go swimming after you eat, you'll get cramps and drown." This seemingly sensible advice, taught in school and passed down through families, has become ingrained in our collective consciousness. But is there any truth to this age-old warning? The idea behind this myth is that after eating, blood rushes to the stomach to aid in digestion, leaving less blood available for the muscles, potentially leading to cramps. However, the human body is far more capable than this myth suggests. While a large meal might make you feel slightly sluggish, it won't cause debilitating cramps that render you helpless in the water. Our bodies are remarkably adept at multitasking, ensuring sufficient blood flow to all essential organs, regardless of whether we've just enjoyed a hearty meal. So fear not, eager swimmers. There's no need to wait an arbitrary 30 minutes after eating before taking the plunge. Enjoy your meal and dive in with confidence, knowing that this particular item is totally wrong. The chameleon, a creature so fascinating it has captivated our imaginations for centuries. Number 9. We were taught that these reptiles change their skin color to blend seamlessly with their surroundings, becoming invisible to predators. While camouflage does play a role, it is not the primary reason behind their remarkable color-changing abilities. In reality, chameleons use their skin as a sophisticated communication tool, signaling their mood, temperature, and even their intentions to potential mates. Number 10. We all were taught the story of Benjamin Franklin flying a kite in a thunderstorm. Key dangling precariously from the string is a tale almost as American as apple pie. It's a captivating image, sparking our imagination with the thrill of discovery. However, the truth, as is often the case, is a bit more nuanced. While Franklin's famous kite experiment did demonstrate the connection between lightning and electricity, it is crucial to remember that he did not discover electricity. Number 11. The dark side of the moon never sees sunlight. This common misconception, while understandable, is simply not true. Just as the Earth rotates on its axis, bringing day and night to different regions, the moon also spins, ensuring that every part of its surface receives sunlight over time. Number 13. From a very young age, many of us were taught that listening to classical music, particularly Mozart, can enhance our intelligence. This notion, often referred to as the Mozart effect, has been widely popularized. Studies show short-term improvements in spatial-temporal reasoning tasks. However, these effects are temporary and don't increase overall intelligence. Music can evoke emotions, reduce stress, and aid memory recall, but boosting IQ to become a modern-day Einstein is a harmonious myth. Number 13. Many of us were taught that the toilet was invented by Thomas Crapper. However, history tells a different tale. Sir John Harington, a poet and inventor, devised the first flushing toilet. His creation, dubbed the Ajax, featured a water tank and valve. Despite its ingenuity, it failed to catch on. It took centuries and many minds for the toilet to become ubiquitous. Number 14. The North Star is the best guide to get you home if you become lost. The North Star, or Polaris, located above the North Pole, it points to true north. However, its position changes with location. Near the equator, it appears lower on the horizon. South of the equator, it disappears entirely. Accurate navigation requires celestial observations, maps, and compasses. Number 15. The common belief that most of our body heat escapes through our heads. A seemingly logical assumption, given the exposed nature of this part of our anatomy. After all, we bundle up in hats and scarves during the colder months, instinctively feeling the chill in our ears and noses. While it's true that our heads lose heat when exposed to cold temperatures, the amount is proportionate to the surface area exposed. The human head accounts for roughly 10% of our body surface area. Therefore, in frigid conditions, we lose approximately 10% of our body heat through our heads, a far cry from the majority. This misconception likely stems from early experiments that did not accurately account for heat loss from the rest of the body. Number 16. The Vikings. Fierce warriors who plundered and pillaged their way across Europe, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. While it's true that Vikings were formidable raiders and skilled seafarers, their reputation as uncivilized barbarians is a gross oversimplification. In reality, Viking society was surprisingly complex and sophisticated. They established extensive trading networks reaching as far as Constantinople in the east and North America in the west. Their craftsmanship was renowned, evident in their intricate jewelry, weaponry, and longships, technological marvels of their time. Furthermore, Vikings possessed a rich oral tradition, passing down sagas and myths through generations. Their legal systems, while differing from region to region, demonstrated a strong emphasis on honor and community. Far from being lawless savages, Vikings adhered to a strict code of conduct that governed their interactions within their communities and beyond. The changing seasons, a captivating cycle of warmth and cold, growth and dormancy. Number 17, seasons are caused by the Earth's elliptical orbit, bringing us closer to the sun in summer and farther away in winter. However, this seemingly intuitive explanation, while widely believed, is not the driving force behind our planet's seasonal variations. The true architect of our seasons is a phenomenon known as axial tilt. The Earth, in its journey around the sun, is not perfectly upright, but rather tilted on its axis at approximately 23.5 degrees. This tilt, maintained throughout the year, means that different hemispheres receive varying amounts of direct sunlight as the Earth orbits the Sun. During summer in a particular hemisphere, that hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, receiving more direct sunlight and experiencing warmer temperatures. Conversely, during winter the hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun, resulting in less direct sunlight and colder temperatures. This axial tilt, a subtle yet profound characteristic of our planet, is the true maestro behind the symphony of the seasons. The ostrich, the world's largest bird, a majestic creature of the savanna. But their imposing size is not their only intriguing feature. Number 17. You may have been taught that ostriches, when faced with danger, bury their heads in the sand. This, of course, is simply not true. While it might appear as though they're attempting to disappear from danger, their behavior is far more practical. Ostriches dig shallow depressions in the ground which they use for nesting. They often lower their heads into these depressions to turn their eggs, ensuring even incubation. From a distance, this can create the illusion of a head disappearing into the sand. Number 19. The Trojan War, a tale of love, loss, and epic battles. For centuries it has captivated our imaginations, its heroes and villains etched into our collective memory. But was this legendary conflict merely a product of Homer's imagination, or was there a kernel of truth at its heart? While the Iliad and the Odyssey embellish the events with mythical creatures and divine intervention, archaeological evidence suggests a real city of Troy did exist. Located in modern-day Turkey, the ruins of Troy bear witness to a turbulent past, marked by conflict and conquest. The scale of the war, as depicted in the myths, may be exaggerated, but the discovery of weapons and fortifications at the site indicate periods of intense warfare. It seems the Trojan War, though shrouded in myth, may well have its roots in a genuine historical conflict. Number 20. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Now, while Edison played a crucial role in the development of the light bulb, he wasn't the first to bring artificial light to the world. In fact, the story of the light bulb begins long before Edison's time. As early as the 1800s, inventors like Humphrey Davy and Warren de la Rue were experimenting with incandescent light. Edison's genius, however, lay in his ability to improve upon these earlier designs. He created a longer-lasting, more practical light bulb that could be mass-produced. His contributions were undoubtedly significant, but it's important to remember that the light bulb, like many inventions, was the result of a collaborative effort. Number 21. The Tale of Young George Washington and the Felled Cherry Tree. A story etched in the minds of schoolchildren for generations, meant to illustrate the virtue of honesty. But like many a captivating tale, it appears this one too is rooted more in fiction than in fact. The story first appeared in a biography of Washington, penned by Mason Locke Weems, years after the president's death. Weems, it seems, had a penchant for embellishing the truth, aiming to craft an almost mythical figure out of the nation's first leader. There's no historical evidence to support the cherry tree incident. In fact, some historians believe Weems even borrowed elements from similar tales circulating at the time. Number 22. We were taught about many of William Shakespeare's plays. While Shakespeare's genius is undeniable, the notion that he worked in complete isolation is a topic of much debate among literary scholars. Some argue that the sheer volume and complexity of his work suggest he may have had collaborators, particularly in his later years. Evidence for this collaboration theory comes in various forms. Some plays, like Henry VIII and The Two Noble Kinsmen, are known to have been co-written with other playwrights. Additionally, the theatrical practices of Shakespeare's time often involve the sharing and adaptation of existing scripts. While we may never know the full extent of Shakespeare's collaborations, the possibility reminds us that even the most extraordinary talents can benefit from the synergy and inspiration found in working alongside others. The camel, that iconic denizen of the desert, instantly recognizable by its most prominent feature, the hump. Number 23. We were taught that this hump serves as a reservoir for water, allowing the camel to traverse vast, arid landscapes. A logical assumption, but as we'll soon learn, not entirely accurate. While the hump does play a crucial role in the camel's remarkable ability to withstand dehydration, it's not water that fills this unique protuberance. Instead, the hump serves as a storage unit for something equally vital in the unforgiving desert fat. This fat reserve provides the camel with a source of energy, essential for sustaining its long journeys through environments where food can be scarce. But the hump's benefits extend beyond mere sustenance. When this fat is metabolized, it releases water as a byproduct, a process that further contributes to the camel's ability to conserve precious fluids. Ah, the humble carrot, a staple in many diets around the world. This crunchy root vegetable is often enjoyed raw, cooked, or juiced. Number 24. You may have been taught hat-eating carrots grants superhuman vision. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, essential for healthy vision but won't transform your eyesight. The myth likely originated during World War II with British propaganda. They claimed pilots had night vision due to carrots, hiding radar advancements. Enjoy carrots as part of a balanced diet, but they won't give you X-ray vision. The circulatory system, a complex network of veins and arteries, carries the vital fluid that sustains us blood. This crimson liquid, rich in iron and oxygen, is the lifeblood of the human body. Number 25. You may have been taught that blood in our veins runs blue. This belief stems from the bluish hue our veins appear to have beneath our skin. The way light interacts with our skin and blood vessels creates this illusion. Blood, even when it just leaves the vein, is decidedly red. The iron in hemoglobin binds to oxygen, giving blood its crimson color. Don't blame the teachers, since they probably didn't know the truth then. By shedding light on these things and examining the evidence, we can separate fact from fiction, deepening our appreciation for the true wonders that surround us. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this exploration of things we were taught wrong, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating facts and captivating stories. Until next time, keep discovering one fact at a time.